Something changed this week. I'm not quite sure what, but I have a few ideas. First, just to talk about what's changed, things are a little bit easier now. I feel like I'm not struggling with the same problems that have been for months. I got a lot done this week. I set up my business checking account. I went to a entrepreneurs meeting and I automated the website so it delivers the product automatically. Those are big steps for me, and I feel like I'm a parent seeing his kid take his first steps, say his first words, and meet his first friends. It's inspiring, and I feel this sense of responsibility. But I'm asking myself, what changed this week? And when I look back, I think that a lot of it was just being in the right place at the right time. This is the culmination of a lot of my past efforts. But there are three things in particular that I feel changed my perspective on how things are and got me over some of the emotional strife. First, I went through and I started speaking for my business. Second, I looked at how I can solve other problems and get some perspective on this. And third, I asked, who needs me on my A game? To talk about that first one, speaking up for my business, that was just part of the situations I put myself in. Going to these meetings, opening my checking account, doing stuff like that, marketing. I started saying, I want to do this, and this is why I want it, and this is my plan to get it. And I started realizing, you know what, I actually have a plan. It's not just me winging it, and people are telling me it's thought out. Now, I'm not an expert on that, but I've got a little bit of confidence, and we'll talk about the plan more in the future. The second thing is that I gained some perspective. Like I mentioned last week, life gets in the way, and it kept getting in the way this week. I had to deal with relationship issues, I had to deal with other people's projects and paying the bills and stuff like that. But for the first time in a long time, I actually got so absorbed in those problems, I stopped thinking about my business. And that gave me some perspective. I realized that the situations I was dealing with, the problems I had of, I don't know how to market myself, should I just throw money at the issue, stuff like that, is really more of an emotional thing. I was afraid that people weren't going to like the product. And I was bringing my face up against a glass wall. But by taking a step back, I realized that there's a door right over here. I can step through that door and it's not such a big deal. It can be good enough for now and I can just get through it. And the third thing that I changed this week was I started asking myself, who needs me on my A game? I started asking that because of a book I read, High Performance Habits, and I actually think that it works. It helps me set some more intention and find a little bit more meaning. When I ask myself who needs me on my A game, I get several answers. There's my mom. I feel like if I can solve this problem of building this $40,000 a month business and making this money, I can support her, I can help her find happiness in her career. She might want to do this own thing, I could help her with that. I also think about my future self and future employees and how I can give them a better life and make them happier. And I also think about you. I think about what I want for you, and that I want you guys to think that the world is a light place and you can do whatever it is you want. And I want you guys to be able to change the world. And if I can help in any way and figure that out, I'm all for it. Now, I got a lot of flack this week for saying I'm an expert in things which I'm clearly not an expert in, so I'm not even going to pretend to imagine that I know how to accomplish that. But I will say that I'm confident I can get it figured out, just like I got the problems figured out this week. And as always, thanks for getting better.